Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Doc, from SampleKings.com. And of course, there's something new that just came out. It's an update, but the update of the 3.4, that's the public beta 3.4 for MPC, and they've improved it. So here, as you can see, there's an update right here. Once you turn it on, it tells you, do you want to update? And you can, if you're using 3.4, of course. To do so, you'll have to shut down your computer. Once it shuts down, it will start to download the file, and then it'll install the file. So you see here, we're starting to update. It says updating, downloading. So once that gets in there, it'll be pretty good and easy to use. So the update is about Trak Mutes, where you can do Trak Mutes audio or Trak Mutes by event. This allows you to cut some maybe 808 or a sample you have to cut off at a certain point rather than letting it extend. And you can use events or audio. It's pretty cool. Now here, as it loads up, it's pretty quick actually. I'm surprised how fast it's gotten with the new software update. But we'll see as time rolls on. They keep adding more stuff and you never know. But here on this new software, I'll also be able to do track to stems. I like to always take my stuff in stems. I might work in Pro Tools. I might work in Logic Pro, Ableton Live, So I want to get the files that I'm doing in here and take those files, put them in different software, and work it from that point on totally. Now, once you have already downloaded everything else, what I suggest you do is to make sure you've got it right. So you never know, but it's always good to test it out. And I'll show you also how you can downgrade, because sometimes you want to get it, and then sometimes you don't. Now this is an experiment. It's called public beta because it's an experiment. This is not for sure yet all done. So here I'm launching it, and when you launch public beta, you got to have a program in there. Now once that opens up, and you'll see we're back where we started from again, I'm gonna go right back into preferences. I'll look at info here, and I'll see that it's an update. I want to press update again. I'm going to go right here. I'll select update at the bottom right-hand side of the screen. And then once I do that, I'm going to select, let's see, online update. Now it's going to say, okay, look, you got the latest. Okay, great. I want to make sure the latest right there. If you want to downgrade, just put the downgrade button, push that button right there, and you're good to go. Now, once we're here in the system, what I've got loaded in here is nothing. Okay, so I've loaded in a brand new track here. Got samples playing that extend over the line, and of course, we got events. So we have this MIDI data with the samples. So what I want to do next is be able to have these samples on different tracks. That's really important to have that done. So to do this, I'm going to need to take these samples that are on pads and put them on different tracks. So here, as you can see there, I've got all the samples on just this one track right there. If I go to tracks, I've got two separate tracks. I need to get rid of one of these tracks because I'm not using one. That was our first demo. So probably get rid of that one. So if you want to get rid of a track, you come right here. I'm going to select the pencil tool. And once I do, I'm going to select delete track. Right there on the right-hand side of that dialog box. And then now, when I look back at tracks, and I select Trak Mute, which you'll notice there's only one track there, that one track. So to create more tracks, so this audio, and that's event. Now to create more tracks, it's easier. All these sounds right here. Now I'm going to take these sounds and I'm going to turn them all into tracks. That means all the pad sounds will be on separate tracks. I selected ExplodeTracks. This takes all those sounds that are on the pads and puts them on separate tracks. This may take a little time to do this, but it should be done. Now, once this is fully done, you'll see here, you'll notice how often it's different no more. You won't see where there's a sound in every track. This is what they're trying to fix. there's a problem in actually doing all this. You can't tell what's going on. And also the mutes will happen with it at the same time. I believe some guys are probably complaining about the mutes. So when you do it this way, you actually get the mutes for a track if you have the mutes as well. And to mix stems up, you want to just have all those stems lined up. But in this case, you want to make sure each one of these have a separate track. So that's how that works. Now, if I go to Trak Mute, you'll see here we have all 16 pads now with Trak Mute. So we have the audio side, that's audio. And the next button on top there, to the left, is event. So we're going to do audio first. Hear that guitar still ringing on? Event. Cut this off really quickly. Now it's known. Back again. So some of those sounds extend over, some of them don't. And that's what's going on here in this whole idea of having these track mutes. So you can mute the track with the audio, or you can mute the track of its events, right? And you're good. And this is an old feature that all the old school guys used to use. And I guess the guys writing this code for the MPC are not like with the old guys. Must be a brand new thing they're doing here. And once they get this done, it's going to work. Now, I do prefer like instant, like mute, but it's okay because sometimes you hit a sample and then you hit it and it plays longer than the actual length of the measure. You may want to have that extend out more. So this is pretty cool too. Now the problem that I believe they've had is this thing here, where I exported the tracks out and we have different tracks. You can see, so I move for a track or I turn to the next track, we don't see the actual sample sound. So once you explode out, you don't get this idea that you've got it lined up perfectly. So what you have to do, if you want to create stems, you have to actually go into stems and actually take them out. So what we do here, we're going to actually go right into the menu right here. Oh, hit menu again, there you go, and hit save. And save, the last item is drum tracks to stems. Now you just select that one right there and you're going to be in. So what happens there, it takes those stems that I have right there and it gets them all lined up. It's okay, great. We want to take the drum tracks to stems. Fantastic. And so what happens here, you give it the right parameters, wave, bit depth, and of course the sample rate, right? So I'm gonna do 48, so I'll turn to 48 here. That's good. And then I can press export. It will export these files out. But I gotta have a destination, a place to store these files in. To do that, I can select internal or external. In this case, I always prefer to save to my MPC hard drive internally and then send it someplace else, just so I know where it's at. So I'll come down to here, I'm looking for the folder for stems, no such thing here. So I'm just gonna go into here and make a brand new folder. I'll press to make sure I'm in MPC documents, right? I'm gonna press new folder. I'm gonna name this folder, it's gonna be stems. There you go, and press do it. Okay, so it's done, but you'll see there also on the top, it says save the stems. So I'm gonna prove this again. I gotta prove it again to make sure it's right. You'll see here, I'm gonna be right, see it? The stem's right there. I click on it, open it, tap it twice, you see it's open. So now I can save there. So now what I wanna do next is to just save. Once I save, it'll save all the files in there, and that's how you do it. It's pretty simple.